my channel. So today is the final set of the questions and answers videos. So we had the Slimming World questions and answers one, and we had the kind of like general lifestyle questions and answers one, and then today's is going to be like an IVF/baby one. So actually, should I give you a bump update? Here you go. So yeah, definitely getting a lot bigger every single day, which I love. So let's get straight into it. The first question I was asked was by Susie H 1982, and it was, what support did I want while I was going through IVF? So everybody reacts to IVF different. Some people get super stressed, really emotional. They find it really hard. I you know, sometimes I found it hard, but I just tried to take it all in my stride, and I've done previous videos on how to stay positive and all of that. So really, what meant the most to me was just when people checked in on me, made sure I was okay. Obviously, in terms of support from your partner, you're going to need support. You're the one that's going to be doing the injections and all of that. You know, I did all that by myself. Chris didn't help me with that. Sometimes he'd get them ready for me, but I actually was the one that did all the injections and got all the tablets and everything. I think the thing that meant the most to me from friends was when I was sent flowers by some of my friends and also my team, and then I was also sent a fertility bracelet from my girls. So yeah, I call them my Instagram friends, but that's just because that's how we met. So like my Slimming World blogger friends, like Spangy, Gemma, Phoebes, all the girls, you'll all know who I'm referring to. So they all sent me a card and a beautiful bracelet, and I don't cry very often, but that made me cry. So yeah, that meant a lot to me. And then yeah, just little things like that really. I got loads of cards, which was really sweet. And then obviously during the 2-week wait, you can't really go out loads, and obviously you're not partying or anything like that. So it's nice for you to not feel like you're on your own, and even though you might not be the fun party girl anymore, people still want to spend time with you. So that was the support that I personally liked. So what else? How are you gonna style or decorate the nursery? So we've literally just started that today. We have a spare room, and it's a bit of a dumping room. The whole house has been decorated since we moved in, which you can see in previous videos. So I did a bit of a house tour. The one room we didn't touch was the one that's going to now be the nursery. We just didn't know whether it was going to be a nursery, whether it was just going to stay as a spare room. It wasn't a very nice spare room, so we would have decorated it anyway, but obviously now it's going to be the nursery. So they're going to stay in the bedroom with me, probably for the first 6 months. We've got one of the next to me cribs, and then after that they'll go into their own room. I'm not going to tell you exactly how I'm going to decorate it, but now they're boys, I've completely had to do a 360, because in my head I was imagining all this pink and thinking I was going to have girls or a girl and a boy, but now they're both boys. It's going to completely change how I'm going to decorate it. But they are going to have separate cots, so we've been looking at nursery furniture, trying to find a nice nursery chair. That's something I'm struggling with a little bit. I don't like a lot of the chairs that I've seen, so yeah, but I'm excited. I'll do a video on that. Did I follow Slimming World during my cycles from baby dust? Yes, I did. All I did was just send extra healthy fats. So I send avocado, I send Brazil nuts and things like that. So I didn't really change my diet, because actually Slimming World's not a diet, is it? It's just healthy eating. How have I found being pregnant, and what is my fashion inspo, from Tracy? I found being pregnant all right. I'm really lucky. I've not had all the sickness. In fact, I've not even had a day. I haven't had, you know, some of the horrible things that people go through. I did a video on symptoms not long ago, so you can watch that. But I've been really lucky. So being pregnant's not really bothered me at all. I've actually really enjoyed it, and actually I quite like dressing while I'm pregnant. So I've just been wearing loads of these like stretchy dresses, and you can see different maternity vlogs and stuff that I've done, and then I'll just wear a kimono or something over the top usually. So I haven't really got any fashion inspo. There's nobody that I really look at and think, oh my god, I love your maternity style, because it wasn't something I was ever interested in, because I never thought it would be me that had to think about things like that. So I've just created my own. So what worries me about having babies? The next question. What worries me about having babies? I think the fact that I'm going to have 2 is obviously slightly worrying. It's more exciting than worrying, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard work, and I'm under no illusions about that, but you know, I'm all for it. The thing is with me, if somebody tells me that I can't do something, I'll do it. I'll do it just to prove them wrong. I'm really stubborn like that. So yes, it's going to be a challenge, but I know I'll find ways around it, and hopefully, you know, obviously we work together really well as a team, and I've also got support. I suppose that the main worries are just going to be those initial worries where you're like, are they breathing? You know, is everything okay? Are they, you know, are they all right? Why are they crying? Or, you know, all the things that first mums will always worry about. But apart from that, nothing else really worries me. Meds and injections, so how long do they continue for? Stopped them at 12 weeks. So all the medication, all the injections and everything stopped. And the question was, do I get more monitoring? Yes, with twins, you get scanned a lot more regularly, and you have consultations, and they keep a really close eye on them the whole way through. Because my twins are not, excuse me, one thing is I'm tired a lot. Because they're not identical twins, they're separate, they're in separate placentas and stuff, it's not quite as high risk, but you do get monitored more carefully. What am I most excited about from beads, bodes? So what am I most excited about? Just having babies. It's just like, it's not something I thought, even having a baby was not something I thought I'd ever say, let alone babies. So I'm just so excited just to be a family, and just to see them for the first time. I think that's the thing I'm most excited about, is just actually for the day that they arrive. I just think that is going to be amazing, and just seeing how my family are with them, and you know, getting my friends around, and just everything. I'm excited about the whole thing. Daunted, maybe a little bit of lack of sleep, but I don't sleep loads anyway. Just getting everything ready is very daunting. There's so much to think about, especially with 2, so that's quite daunting. And I just want to be the best mum I can be, so yeah, I'm excited. How did I handle the meds and injections? I was all right. I was honestly okay. The first injection was a bit like, oh God, I've got to inject myself. But I just wanted it to work, so I just didn't care. I just got on with it. The meds were a little bit tricky. A couple of them made me feel a bit sick initially. Obviously, they can make you feel really bloated, and when you've had a weight problem and you're used to looking a certain way, oh, I don't know what the right words are. It wasn't, I didn't dislike looking bloated, but it was a bit like, obviously you're not pregnant, but some of the meds made you look pregnant, like particularly the stims that make you grow all the extra eggs. That made you look really, really bloated. So that was a little bit difficult mentally, but it was fine. Honestly, it was fine. It didn't really bother me that much. So cravings, I've done a video on that, so you can watch the video on that. How do I keep motivated while pregnant? The thing is with me, I've done Slimming World for over 16 years, and I enjoy exercise, so that motivation isn't difficult for me because that's just the way that I am. I wouldn't suddenly start eating loads of stuff that I've never eaten before just because I'm pregnant. But I'm quite lucky, I've not had loads and loads of cravings, and if I have, they've been quite healthy ones. So you're not going to feel motivated every day, and that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. So don't stress about always being super motivated, because you're not. Even normal people aren't like that, let alone if you're pregnant. So all you can do is your best, and don't stress about it. So am I going to try for more from Hannah Wagstaff? That's a really good question. So probably not. No, I don't think I will. Because I'm older, I actually feel quite, again, it's difficult to pick the right words. I'm at an age now that I didn't want to be having children. I wanted to have them younger, but unfortunately, not unfortunately actually, I couldn't, therefore it's taken longer, and actually I'm relieved that I didn't have them younger, because that would have meant I'd have had them with the wrong person. So the fact that I had difficulties conceiving, and then I only did IVF with my husband, I didn't do it with any of my other previous partners, it's all just worked out perfectly. I just wish I was a bit younger. So by the time they're here, and by the time they're at the age where you'd consider trying again, I'm just going to be too old, in my opinion. So some women have babies into their 40s, 50s even. I just personally wouldn't want to do that. So I probably wouldn't try again. But who knows? Like, after I've had them, maybe I'll feel different. I don't know. But I think the fact that they're twins means I'm done. Two is enough. 2 is enough. So I have actually got 1 embryo left. It's not very, very high quality, but I can't bring myself to do anything with it just yet. So I've just paid for another year for it to be kept frozen. So who knows, never say never. I am a little bit scared because you do hear stories after people have had IVF like 3, 4, 5, 6 times, never been able to conceive, and then all of a sudden after they've had a baby they have one naturally. So yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that. Think about how to prevent that. So how much have I gained so far from Honeybee? I don't weigh myself every week while I'm pregnant, because I was more or less at target beforehand. I don't have to weigh every week. And personally, as long as I am eating right and I'm concentrating on doing what exercise I can and what exercise is safe, I'm not really that bothered about what the scales say. So I am a member of a group because I don't need to be, you know, obviously I know the plan inside out, so I don't need to go to a group. I've got my own group. But I'm not obsessed with the scales. You know, when I was in weight loss mode, I wouldn't dream of not weighing in every week. But now, especially being pregnant as well with 2, I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be worrying about the numbers. So I honestly don't know how much weight I've gained, but I will check in soon and I'll have a look. And I will definitely weigh myself before they're here as well, so I've got a rough idea of what I've lost afterwards. So maternity leave plans from Lindsay at Slimming World. So my maternity leave plans are they're not worrying, but they're tricky. So I am a senior Slimming World consultant, so I have a group with about 200 members in, and then I'm also what we call a team developer, which is like an area manager, so I look after a team as well. Both of those roles are self-employed, so it's a little bit tricky. With group, how that works is when you take time off, you get somebody to cover your group, then you would pay them a set amount, and anything that's left over you would get. So that's okay, you know, I'm cool with that. And then the management role is a little bit different. Because you're self-employed, it is a little bit tricky. So I don't go on a lot of holidays. Those of you that have followed me for a while know probably like I've had like, I don't know, I can count on one hand the amount of holidays I've probably had in the last 10 years. I don't go away all the time. So although I'm self-employed and I can go away whenever I want, I don't, because I just love work so much and I just love my life here. So because I don't take loads of holidays, I could probably use some holiday time to have some time off. But realistically, I can't afford to lose all of my salary. You know, I'm not going to go into what I earn and stuff like that, but you know, I am paid well for what I do, so I don't want to walk away from that. I work really, really hard, and that's why I am successful, and I'm only successful because my team is successful. So the longer I'm away, the more that would be a worry as well. So yeah, it's a tricky one. It's looking like I might just only have 3 months, and that is quite scary, especially, again, I keep reiterating the fact that I'm having 2. I just don't know how I'm going to feel. I don't know how quickly we're going to get into a routine. If I have to have a C-section, that's going to be a bit tricky. So I might have to go back to work in January, but we'll just have to see. That one I'm going to play by ear. So am I having a natural birth or am I having a C-section? That will be down to these babies. So my dream is to have them naturally. I don't want a C-section. So I know some people think that they're better, and it's like, I don't know, like some people would prefer to have a C-section. For me, the recovery afterwards will drive me mad. I want to be able to pick them both up. I want to be able to go out and walk and drive and all of that. So ideally, I don't want a C-section. And just I don't know, they freak me out just lying there while you're actually conscious but being operated on, and it's a big operation, and then just them being pulled out. I don't really want to go down that route. If I can have them naturally, I 100% will, but it will all depend on how the scans go and how well they're growing. So we'll see on that one. We will see. And I think that is all the baby questions so far. So I hope that answered everything that you wanted to ask, and thank you so much for watching. At this current stage, I'm 22 weeks, so we're looking at around end of September, beginning of October, but who knows when they'll decide to come. So I really appreciate you watching. I really appreciate your questions. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. I do videos on so many different things, so hopefully if you like being part of my channel, you'll just click that button below and subscribe. So also, if you want to give it a quick like if you enjoy these style videos, or leave me a lovely comment below, because I do really enjoy reading them. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and happy fopping.